What's going on, my light and one? This is your boy Mashi MC back again, and today I'm a little upset. So last night, I thought it was a great idea to finally take out my nose piercing, clean it up, and then put it back in. So this is my first time taking. I clean my piercing like every 2 days. This is the first time I actually thought it was smart for me to just take it out completely and clean the whole area. Well, I haven't been able to put it back in. I've been staring at my mirror for about 4 hours now, and I never, like, have you ever stared at yourself for so long you notice all these like minute details about your face? Fun fact, I have 3 dark spots under my right eye that I never knew I had for the last 23 years. Well, not 23 years because I probably didn't know it when I was a baby, but for quite some time. All right, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're talking about Haki versus devil fruits. We're not gonna get too in depth into the topic, but just like the base level or just the face value or face level of each of them. Which one would you rather have, and why going forward each of them are going to play a big part in the story? Well, you already know in the last chapter we had our boy Tony Chopper going toe to toe with Queen, but even in his monster point, a form that we presume to be very strong, or Chopper's awakening, you saw that it was not really able to go toe to toe with Big Mom, but able to like fight Big Mom in strength, not really on par, but like he's at least able to like not die from one hit against Big Mom. And then pre-time skip when he with his interaction with CP9 and being able to literally decimate him. Frankie could even handle him, had to throw him in the water. And this picture of Chopper's Sulong form, and I'm also going to touch upon that real briefly. So Caesar was actually working on Chopper's Rumble Ball with Chopper, right? And Chopper using the Rumble Ball is not able to last for 30 minutes. But also there's side effects. So people are saying that the side effects are actually going to be Chopper losing control of his monster point again, but this time even worse. So maybe he actually attains like his awakening, but it's actually to the point where like he's just like a beast. Like if he hits the 30-minute mark of using the Rumble Ball and not going back from monster point, he literally turns into like a wild animal that cannot be controlled. But the thing is about the fight with Queen is that, yes, he's in his monster point and fighting Queen, given like almost reminiscence of when Big Mom was fighting Queen in Udon Prison, like all these wrestling moves. He basically spine busted Queen to no avail. So this harpens on Devil Fruit versus Haki and why each of them are so important. Because the thing in One Piece, in the One Piece verse, is that a lot of people like to power scale and say this guy's stronger than this guy. But at the end of the day, it's not just if he's stronger, it's the matchup. Just like Enel was probably overall more like stronger than Luffy, but the fact that Enel couldn't really affect him with one of the most powerful devil fruits in the whole verse, Luffy was able to take care of him because he's made of rubber, and you already know Luffy is Luffy. So he's MC, he's going to win at the end of the day, and I love Luffy so I don't even know how. I love Luffy. Luffy is top tier, probably the best MC I've ever laid my eyes on, and just because his way he attracts people, like it's crazy. Because in the stories how he attracts people, but it's almost the same for like us readers and how we are drawn to Luffy and his character and the way he goes about things, and his successes are our successes, and his new bounty excitement is our new bounty excitement. Just like the day after he defeats a Yonko or defeats a commander or defeats another supernova commander or defeats another Shishibukai. The next day, we're like, okay, this bounty's gonna come out. Brace yourselves, but brace yourselves. Literally, Twitter broke Rogers, Whitebeard's, Big Mom Kaido. It literally broke the internet. It was trending on Twitter, top one in the USA. I fell asleep. I woke up around 5 a.m. and it was literally all over the place before I could even read the chapter. And I was like, I can't wait. But we move. Haki versus Devil Fruit. Okay. So there's a lot of things that are going into Haki now with Rio, advanced armament, which is almost to say Rio is basically advanced armament, or Rio is just Haki in general. But Rio is like advanced armament. There's 2 levels to it: being able to create invisible armor, and then also being able to, the second level is being able to force your attack into somebody. So just that alone, just going based off of armament, would an awakened zone, right, be able? I know there are different levels to Haki, right? But on awakened zone without armament Haki, right, versus someone with armament Haki, who would win? But see, like if I were to ask that question like that in base value, like people are like, well, what kind of zone is it? Like, what kind of Rio is it? But at the same time, if I say advanced Rio, that means we have a good understanding of Haki. So with that alone, I feel like you should be able to you should be able to deal enough damage to that awakened zone to put him down. Maybe not put him down completely, but to put him down. So this is where I'm trying to get at. The reason why Haki is going to be a big factor moving forward is because Conqueror's Haki has now been in play now. Conqueror's Haki is in play, and the fact that Luffy knows it, he's just the fact that he knows advanced conquers Haki does not mean he's going to negate every single opponent moving forward. Because if that was the case, then after Kaido, because Kaido is the strongest creature in the world, after he defeats Kaido, there should be no other challenge really. Like, yes, Blackbeard, but is Blackbeard really stronger than Kaido? Who knows? And maybe Shanks is stronger than Kaido? Who knows? So like, who are the other enemies he's going to face if Haki is the end-all be-all of the power scaling now going forward? So can a Devil Fruit user without Haki be able to beat someone with advanced Haki, advanced observation, advanced armament, and advanced conquerors? My answer is depending on the matchup. That's literally my answer. It's always depending on the matchup, because like right now, Queen has not been shown to use Haki, but obviously Queen commander or top performer on Kaido's Beast Pirates army is able to use Haki. But Chopper in his monster point has no Haki, has not been able to do any damage. Right? So we still looking forward to the next matchup. Who's Queen gonna fight? Because Queen's not gonna sit here and fight Chopper unless Chopper like takes another Rumble Ball and possibly goes like crazy. But the thing is, Chopper has already developed a rapport with the Beast Pirates on the live floor. So if Chopper was to take another if Chopper was to take another Rumble Ball and like go crazy like in monster point like pre-time skip, then it would defeat the purpose, because he would literally be attacking friend and foe no matter what. So let's talk about each Haki individually. Let's talk about each Devil Fruit individually and how they both compare. So let's start with advanced observation. Advanced observation is basically being able to sense someone's presence and sense someone's intentions. And you also have different aspects of it, like with Fujitora, who cut his eyes, you can see the color of people's aura. And now you have advanced armament being able to see the future side, advanced observation being able to see in the future. So how could that play into someone you say that has who moves faster than the said future sight? Like Kaido moves faster than Luffy's future sight, so at that point it almost negates the point of even having it, because someone can move faster than you can even see into the future. Then you're pretty much shit out of luck. So advanced observation to an extent is a buff, but at the same time it doesn't mean much going forward, because the enemies they're going to be facing will have a counter to that if they're fast enough. Because Kaido may be the strongest creature in the world, but he may not even be the fastest. Also, if you're not even able to, like say you're able to see the attack coming, but if you can't do anything about it, let's say if it's fast enough, like say like Akaino's awakening is like a lava floor, right? And you future fight, you try to go jump in the air, but like it basically becomes like a lava dome, and then you're pretty much screwed, because now you're stuck and you don't have advanced armament or advanced conquerors to coach yourself. So advanced observation versus a Devil Fruit, I feel like yes, it has its perks, being able to see in the future and able to dodge and detect attacks, but at the same time, depending on the matchup itself, it's pretty much obsolete. So now let's talk about advanced armament. Advanced armament. Let's talk about just armament, or just Haki or hardening, just to begin with. So hardening gives you the ability to embody your spirit and actually be able to flow your spiritual energy and actually hit someone, or hit someone that's even intangible, or force your will upon someone like a Logia, or just literally anyone in general. But it's the only way to counter a Logia. So if you use hardening at base level, it gives you a chance to actually harm the person, like harm the Devil Fruit user, and specifically because it's a an ancient zone with Queen, ancient zone Brachiosaurus with Queen. Chopper not having any type of Haki makes it almost to the point where like it's tickling. Like Queen is literally just playing around with Chopper because he's not taking any damage. He's literally just there, just nah, man, this is fun. Like he's literally. I remember at the end of the day, this is a party. Like, yes, the raid is here, but for Queen and King, they may be struggling with Marco. At the same time, this is literally a party for them. They're literally chilling, and they really have confidence in Kaido. And now they're allied with Big Mom. They really have no worry right now. That's why they're probably so retracted in how they're going about the situation, because at the end of the day we have Kaido, and at the same time it's just Marco. Everyone else is pretty much useless. Yes, Zoro and Sanji are gonna get there soon, but at the same time they don't hold them in high regard until they actually fight them themselves. Because if King saw how Zoro was fighting on the roof, he would like be more wary. But right now what's gonna happen, he's gonna get the live form and sees just Sanji, and King's like, okay, King's probably gonna end up fighting Marco, and then Sanji's probably going to take Queen. But also remember there's Paraspero there. You also got to remember there's other gifters who haven't gotten the order yet to fight for Otama. That's why Otama getting to life force is actually big as well. And that's another thing. Kibidangos. Okay, let's say the matchup between a Kibidango, which is a Devil Fruit, and Conquerors. Right, but actually it's a little iffy in that one, because Kibidango is only working on gifters so far, gifters and animals. So if like say say the gifter had Conqueror's Haki, which is highly probably zero chance it happens. But say he had Conqueror's Haki, would that be able to negate the devil fruit of Otama? And I believe yes, because Law himself said that he's not able to move Kaido and Big Mom because their Haki is too strong. That statement alone is going to be the underlying statement moving forward. People are saying, oh, Law got nerfed. No, Law did not get nerfed. He's just going against stronger people. If his devil fruit was able to be work on anyone and everyone, at that point, he's become like one of the strongest combatants in all of One Piece. To be honest, he already is one of the top tier combatants, but he's not going to be like the upper echelon because the upper echelons have that Conqueror's Haki to separate them. And now we don't really know who has it, but maybe Garp has it, maybe Dragon has it, maybe Blackbeard has it, maybe Mihawk has it. Who knows? But at the same time, that is the difference between the excellent and then the top tier. So we have Advanced Armament. Advanced Armament, let's step it up. We have Hardening, I'll step it up to one level, creating a visible armor around yourself. Yes, that is also going to play a factor, because say, like, I'm gonna use Chopper as an example. If Chopper was able to use Advanced Armament in any way, shape, or form, he'd be doing tons of more damage and monster point, to the point where, like, he would literally be like a Sulong formed Zoan walking around just decimating people. Okay, and the reason why Chopper hasn't been able to bloom his Haki because he has no reason to bloom his Haki yet. And until that reason happens, like right now, he may realize that he's not doing any damage to Queen, but at the same time, he doesn't realize that he actually probably realizes he needs Haki, but there's no way for him to bloom his Haki. But everyone has a chance to bloom Haki, and that's why everyone's saying the Straw Hats need a time skip. But I'm also saying that this also plays to my theory that the 9 shadows actually come and embody, like the Straw Hats embody their will, and that actually blooms their Haki, because we know how Wano is the place, it's Rio, that's like the main fighting style of Wano. So I'm saying if they embody the spirits of the Scabbards, all the Scabbards know Haki, and that will be inevitably push them to bloom their Haki. Yes, it would the sacrifice would be the 9 Scabbards dying in front of their eyes, but at the same time, there has to be a tragedy. It's to the point where, like, if Oda, one of the things that Oda hasn't put in place is that he doesn't kill people off, and because of that, the story sometimes gets like bland, but not bland. Bland is definitely the wrong word. Sometimes the storyline gets predictable. So like we see someone die, and we're like, okay, they're not really dead. And even if you see someone die, you have the feeling like, okay, they're gonna come back in some way, shape, or form. Like Ashura Doji, we saw blowing up, his sword on the ground. We think he's dead. Next, you know, he comes back and probably saves one of the Straw Hats from a lethal blow, and then he dies. The only way to make up from a fake death is to actually give us a real death, but even the real deaths, we question those as well. Even we saw Orochi die twice now. We saw Kanjuro died twice now. So like it's iffy, you know, it's hard. We saw Luffy get defeated twice. I mean, obviously Luffy's not gonna die, but we see Luffy supposed to die or supposed to be taken out twice now, but that hasn't happened. So Advanced Armament. Advanced Armament versus a Devil Fruit. Which one would be more beneficial? I feel like the reason Ancient Zoan is the top tier level of defense. They are more durable. They bounce back faster. So Advanced Armament would probably be the only way to counterbalance a Ancient Zoan moving forward. And right now, since Kaido's people are made up of Ancient Zoans, moving forward, we're gonna actually get another Ancient Zone because Brûlé on the Blackbeard Pirates is another Ancient Zone. So at the same time, we have to have, or no, Mythical Zone, sorry. Advanced Armament is almost a staple moving forward. So if Advanced Armament versus a normal Devil Fruit, I will go Advanced Armament. And this is all Zone. This is just Zone right now. So we're talking about Advanced Armament, or the observation, the levels of Haki versus zones. So Advanced Armament, I would say yes over a Zone type. Let's go another step further, being able to push your attack into someone. That actually is the top, like the top level of Haki right now for Advanced Armament. Because all we've seen so far, what people have to understand is that Rayleigh said that Haki is an embodiment of the spirit, but that's actually Conqueror's Haki, but it is the willpower of the user and how we embody or imagine our spirit being used. So if someone's able to use Haki in different ways, I feel like we'll see more than just what we've seen so far. Like we'll see more than future side, maybe being able to control someone else's emotions, or obviously we already have fear with Conqueror's Haki, but with observation Haki, being able to see through someone else's eyes. So for Advanced Armament, actually being able to coat the inside of your organs, or not even like See how Zoro's was Conqueror's Haki was his Ashura? Maybe the armament gets to a level where it can just do that. So it's not really Conqueror's Haki, now it's just Armament Haki used at a third level besides being able to push your attack into someone. And then Conqueror's Haki being able to infuse it with almost anything or all the other Hakis and being able to combine it with Observation and Conquerors to create other different things. So think about Voice of All Things. I actually had a theory that the Voice of All Things and Conqueror's Haki being infused, because before we know that Luffy was not able to communicate with everyone else. With Zunisha, only Momo was, but maybe he's able to infuse his Conqueror's Haki to impose his will to be able to communicate with other people who have the Voice of All Things, like the Sea Kings, like Momo, with like Zunisha. But that's a story for another day. So Advanced Armament, second level, being able to force your attack into someone versus a zone. Like I already said, if level 1 is, I would pick if level 1 I'll pick the Armament, then level 2 I'm definitely picking the Armament as well. Yes, zones are compatible, are great, and they're durable. You could probably gain an ability. You can get bloodlusted if you're a carnivorous zone. But at the same time, if you have no armor, you have no Haki, you're literally just stuck in dry water. And Conqueror's Haki speaks for itself. If you have Conqueror's Haki, I'm choosing Conqueror's Haki 10 times out of 10 over any zone. Because Conqueror's Haki, as we know it, if you're able to infuse it or you have the advanced form of Conqueror's Haki, you're literally OP at that point. You can create an armor, you can force your attack, you can hit someone without even hitting them, you can embody, you can probably control something in nature. Like, it's just OP. It's Conqueror's Haki is just top tier. So to be honest, I'm gonna put Conqueror's Haki by itself. Conqueror's Haki over every Darrow fruit. Logia, Paramecia, and Logia, Paramecia, and Zone. So now let's talk about Logias. All right, Logias versus Haki. All right. As we know it, Logias were pretty much untouchable pre-time scale, unless the specific example is using water for Crocodile, using being made of rubber for Luffy. Having Observation Haki does not help you fighting a Logia. May help you from dodging, but like I said, if the attack itself is undodgeable, just by seeing in the future will not help you. Now let's go Armament. Armament is the only way for you to actually be able to hit a Logia. So a Logia or Armament, the thing is, if someone has Armament, yes, they'll be able to hit you, but at the same time, you're still able to do damage to them. So I would definitely still pick a Logia over Armament. And Conqueror's Haki, like I said, Conqueror's Haki is over everything. And now let's talk about Paramecia. Since Paramecia falls in the category of basically being anything, it could or a special Paramecia, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like a special Paramecia could be the berry fruit, or literally rubber, or mochi, like, or the string fruit. Like, it could be anything. So I would say Observation versus the Paramecia is more likely, because at that stage you're able to actually dodge the attacks of a Paramecia, and you're still able to do damage without Armament. Yes, to an extent you would want Armament to actually no, because with Luffy you're not actually able to do any damage if you don't have. You're able to hurt him, but he's not really going to, you're able to hit him, but you're not able to physically do damage to him without Armament. So I would say Observation, I would take Observation over Paramecia, strictly because if you have Future Sight, you're able to dodge the attacks of a Paramecia. It actually will eventually help you in the long run, because even if you're not able to physically hurt them to an extent, you can still fight them on par. So I would say Advanced Observation, because Future Sight and all the other intangibles would play a heavy factor in fighting a Paramecia. Armament, I think Armament's almost in the same realm as Conquerors. You need Armament for basically everything. So at that point, I would take Armament over Paramecia, and then Conquerors, like I said, is over everything. But now let's talk about the topic I really wanted to talk about, is infusing both of them. Being able to use your Haki with the Devil Fruit in tandem. So if you're able to use Observation with your Devil Fruit, a perfect example of it is Katakuri. Yes, he's a special Paramecia in Mochi, but his advanced Observation makes it so he's almost a Logia. Yes, Logias are you can hit Logias with your Armament, but at the same time, his Future Sight and being able to like change his body at his will, he's actually able to get the properties of a Logia without actually being a Logia. So I would say, moving forward, I feel we're gonna see a lot more people infusing their Devil Fruit with their Haki. The thing, and what we didn't realize from the beginning, is that the first example we actually saw was Luffy. Luffy using his Haki to advance his Devil Fruit. Yes, Doflamingo used his Haki with his Devil Fruit, and so did Law, but the difference is using the actual Haki to boost the Devil Fruit. So that's how you gain Gear 4th. Katakuri was able to use advanced Observation to take on the properties of a Logia. So far, Luffy was like, yo, why can I hit him? I have an armament. Like, what the hell's going on? So advanced Armament is perfect. Now let's think about a little step further. What can you actually do with advanced Observation and a Devil Fruit? So let's say you're able to, like right now you're able to, let's say Future Sight is the end all be all. Depending on what you are, you can basically boost your devil fruit to becoming that of a Logia. So like depending the paramecia type, like the Berry Nomi, he can basically, yes, you can hit his balls intangibly, but if he has Future Sight at that point, it's almost like a Logia because you can't really hit him. So let's step out the box of Future Sight. Like say that you're able to see through someone's eyes, or like with Mihawk, like when Luffy saw what was going to happen if he kept going, and Mihawk was like, looks like you can't stay calm. Let's say if you use observation with a Logia, Future Sight with Logia, you can set up traps. Like that's like the thing is, like people don't understand, like, so say like we see that you're going to come 3 steps here, you can set up like a an ice wall or like a ice cage 3 steps ahead of the person. You can set up like a thunder strike like with Anel from 3 steps, like 3 seconds ahead. You can set up a lava pit with Akainu like 3 steps ahead. The thing is, if you're able to use your devil fruit in tandem with your Haki, that allows you to basically add another level or another layer to your devil fruit, because now it's almost like you're basically with a Logia, yes, you can depending on the awakening, you can like control the area or turn the area into your property. Cause I think Logias are like a lot of the paramecias in a way they awaken, because you're able to basically turn the land into whatever element you are. That's remnants on Punk Kaiser with Akainu and Akiji. But when you're able to use observation, that actually you're able to set up different things. At that point, you're becoming the whole playing field, like without using the awakening. That's what I'm saying. Like your use of Haki can aid you in leveling up your devil fruit without actually having to level up your devil fruit. Because now if you're able to pinpoint where the person's going to be, you don't have to turn the entire thing into lava for you to actually hit their opponent. You can literally hit that one point because you know he's going to be there. That's why I don't think actually Whitebeard, maybe Whitebeard had it in its prime, but he wasn't able to use it as well in his older days. But if he's able to use the quick fruit, knowing that his opponent's going to step right there, he can literally create an air current to pull them or push them, or like literally set up an attack before they actually get there. Now let's think about Advanced Armament, because so far I think Advanced Armament was basically how Luffy was using his not Advanced Armament, just Armament in general, was how Luffy was using his Gear 4th, pumping his Haki through his Devil Fruit and creating Gear 4th form, Gear 4th Boundman, Gear 4th Tankman, and Gear 4th Snakeman. So if you're able to use Advanced Armament with your Devil Fruit, now that adds another layer of the actual essence of your Devil Fruit. So think about combining your, say you're a Zoan type, think about combining your body the way Luffy has in Gear 4th to fight with your Haki, right? At that point, you're attaining an awakened Zoan-like abilities without necessarily awakening your zone. And that's why I want Chopper to gain armament and maybe talk to Luffy, like how do you Gear 4th? I'm really interested. And that's actually going to play a big part in how Kid is going to move forward, because I feel like after Kid admired Gear 4th, he's like, oh, so that's how you obtain that kind of power, or that's the drawback of obtaining that kind of power. He admired Gear 4th, and he actually might be able to use his Haki in the same way. Maybe he's able to control metal. Right now it's shown that not metal, it's his he has the magnet fruit, and there's iron inside your body. Maybe he's able to contort or use the iron inside his body to pump his blood faster through his body, so he's able to attain a form like Gear 2nd, and maybe he can collect enough metal and pump his iron or infuse his iron with the metal itself. Like say like his the metal actually gets inside his skin and it's infused with the iron inside his body. He's actually able to attain a Gear 4th form like that, and then eventually infuse that with Conqueror's Haki. So Kid's potential of becoming OP is out there. That's only if he awakens his Devil Fruit. I don't feel like he's able to do that without awakening his Devil Fruit, but Advanced Armament and his control of Haki, he might be able to. So if he's able to use up armament and infuse, like say they're able to infuse their armament with their actual Devil Fruit, now it becomes a whole different element. Now you're seeing literally Black Lightning without having Conqueror's Haki. With like say Anel was able to infuse armament Haki with his Thunder Strikes or with his attacks, that's Black Lightning. Or maybe Nami's able to do the same thing, infuse Haki with her attacks, that's Black Lightning. You're able to advance your Devil Fruit without actually having to awaken or advance your Devil Fruit. Like Aokiji, like Black Ice. Like Black Ice is a real terminology in the real world, so maybe he's able to create Black Ice. Like Dofi already had his strings, but what if he's able to infuse the armor within the skin, the strings that are inside his body? Then he basically becomes a living, breathing string man. He can like make his strings so intense that he's able to literally light himself on fire and be able to control it because he's made a string. Just like how he's able to actually have a string fire attack. I always forget the names, but I think if you're able to infuse your armor with different types of properties of your devil fruit. That's another step without having to take that extra step. And I was thinking, it says Zoan, Logia, and Paramecia. Paramecia already explained it with Luffy, and being able to literally interchange your devil fruit's properties with your Haki and form it as you will. So let's talk about Conqueror's Haki. So Conqueror's Haki obviously is going to be the biggest thing going forward. Not everyone has it, only a select few, but we know that Kaido's able to infuse his attacks with Conqueror's Haki, and I don't know, we still haven't had confirmation of if being able to control something in nature comes from Conqueror's Haki. I think it does. I also think King has Conqueror's Haki, and the reason why it's called Wildfire is because he's able to tame the fire with his Conqueror's Haki as well, but that's a story for another day, and that's why I feel like his fight with Sanji is almost inevitable, because I feel like Sanji's gonna probably quick that Queen, or quick that Queen. He's gonna knock out Queen pretty fast, end up fighting King, and then it's going to be the battle of people who can tame fire. Sanji with the Yalbe Jamba, but also when you remember when he fought Pearl back in Baratier, he's able to walk in the flames that Pearl was creating because he's a chef. He's like, if I can't handle these flames, I don't belong in the kitchen. So advanced conquerors being able to infuse. So the fact that it said infuse, right? And I said infuse a lot of the times with armament as well, but imagine infusing your armament with Conqueror's Haki. That you develop the be able to hit someone without hitting someone. Now think about doing it with your devil fruit. Now you're talking about conquering literally the devil fruit itself, and that that could lead to the awakening. But at the same time, I feel like Katakuri and Doflamingo probably would have alluded to that. Maybe not. Maybe they didn't want to talk about it. But I say if you had fruit for a long time and you basically mastered the fruit, that's how you awaken the fruit. But if you're able to conquer the devil in your fruit, then you have full mastery. Like, yes, Doflamingo and Katakuri have full mastery, but at the same time, think about having complete mastery of a devil fruit. Like, you can do anything. Like anything. Like, yes, you can become a Zoan. You can become maybe not a Logia, actually even a Logia. Like, you won't be able to hit him, or like maybe not Luffy's case, because the Luffy's case is really hard. So that maybe not Logia, but a Zoan and a Paramecia. So maybe become like the durability of a Zoan, or the be able to create the properties of your devil fruit. Like, say Luffy's rubber, he can't create rubber, but if he's able to conquer the entire devil in his body, he's able to create rubber at his will. Let's say, and let's look at another devil fruit user. Let's say Kaido, right? Kaido is able to maybe he already did, but he's able to conquer the devil inside his fruit. He's able to like engulf himself in flames because he can control fire already in his dragon form. He's able to conquer the spirit, or to conquer the devil inside his body. He's able to make a fire form, make a thunder form, make a form of wind. Obviously, that's just a long stretch. But at the same time, if you conquered your devil fruit, you have all the powers of the devil fruit, and you can do it and move it and create it and operate it at your own will, or as you will. So at the end of the day, Haki versus devil fruits, I'm going to lean more towards Haki, because the implications of what you can do with your Haki are, right now, yes, they're limited to what we know, but I feel like there actually is a lot more to it than we actually have seen so far. And I feel like what we're getting in Rio was just the level playing field of all three. Now we have advanced, like, Hokigan, advanced observation, wow, Udon Prison, advanced armament, the Battle Rooftop, advanced conquerors. Now we have all three. Now we have the basis of all three. Now moving forward, we're actually going to get more now and understand the actual properties of Haki. And it's not just what we know, it's actually what you can do with it, depending on what you want to do with it. So at the end of the day, I would say in a fight between a Haki user and a devil fruit user, the Haki user, if you have Conqueror's Haki, will win probably 8 times out of 10, depending on who is on the other side. But if it's just the devil fruit user just have the devil fruit no Haki, I would say 10 times out of 10 Haki users. But I feel like if you have a devil fruit and you're able to use your Haki with the devil fruit, you're on a different level. Right now, I feel like people would think that, oh, now Conqueror's Haki is the end all be all. No, I think that people are going to actually being able to use observation and armament with their devil fruit, and they're actually going to be able to fight on par with people with Conqueror's Haki. Because I feel like if Conqueror's Haki is the end all be all, if you have it, you're the top, you're the best in the series, I feel like there's no more challenge going forward. I feel like then everyone would have it, and then everyone would have it, and at that point it's just a top tier battle at the top, and no one else can really do much. I just ramble through that. At the top, no one else can do much at the top besides the people with it, so everyone else is just looking up and wondering what if. So that's all I got for you guys today. I rambled on a lot. I went all over the place, but I think I got my point across. Haki and devil fruit in tandem are going to be a big thing moving forward, not by themselves. So like I said, leave a comment down below. I appreciate you guys coming by. That's not how I end the video. What are you doing? Like I said, leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below on what you guys think. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell button, and come back next time to remain enlightened, y'all. Peace.